Is it flashing? Cool. Right, I'll follow you. Or do you want me to lead? I don't know where I'm going, so.
Just picking up a wandering, aren't we, really?
Yeah. Which way are you going? Well, good morning YouTubers, and welcome back to the David Swordplay channel. Now this morning, Tony and I are going to road test the R1300 GS triple black. This version's got luggage on it, so we'll have a look at that as well. Initial thoughts, it's a noisy engine. Nice and responsive throttle, and it's linear. So yeah, here we are on board the R1300 GS. Now there's millions of buttons. The starter button is moved from the top of the forks to here. So it's obviously keyless ignition, which I'm not a big fan of, but you can lock the boxes as well, all on that key. The initial bite on the clutch is quite aggressive. Brakes are nice and progressive, lots of bite to them. But the one thing that sticks out in my mind straight away is the engine noise. Now obviously it's not taken away from the engine performance, it's just when I first got on the R1300 GS, the first thing I felt was the steering felt vague to me. At this point in the test ride, the microphone started to play up, so it's over to a voiceover, I'm afraid. We were talking about the adaptive cruise control and how good it was. It's easy to set up, as with all BMW cruise control, but the nice thing about this is the bike adapts the distance on how close you get to the car in front or whatever's in front of you, and you can alter that through the menu on the TFT. Like I say, the throttle's nice and responsive as you roll out of the corners, got lots of low down torque, and it really was a pleasure to ride. But the main thing for me was I kept feeling that a vagueness through the steering. Now possibly could have been me, but I just didn't like the feel of the front end on the bike. Others, Triumphs on the fully spec'd up. I mean, the BMW is the granddaddy of adventure bikes, and I think BMW have managed to keep the character of the GS by completely redesigning it, which is to their credit. This is a lighter bike. I think it's about 12 kilos lighter than Tony's R1300 GS, and you do actually feel that. You can actually feel the difference. Now this one hasn't got the adaptive suspension on it, which lowers itself automatically when you come into a stop. This one hasn't been equipped with that, but we're going to have a look at one in the showroom.
And again, the Mike decided to pack up just as I was talking about the blind spot warning in the mirrors, which really works very, very well, and it's a good benefit on the motorway. The bike ran really smoothly at 70 miles an hour, very stable on the motorway, even though it was quite a gusty, windy day, and obviously the road surface was slippy because of the rain. But that bike gives you a lovely feeling of confidence, just like my old R1300 GS used to do on the motorway. So it's a good motorway cruise. If you need to get somewhere quickly, then the bike is going to have no problem doing that for you. So it's a really nice place to be on a motorway. The weather protection's quite good, even though the body is slimmer than the old R1250 GS. You still felt quite protected against the elements. And as I say, the bike was really stable and nice to ride on the motorway.
Yeah, and you don't feel the luggage at all on the back at motorway speeds. It's quite nice. Like I say, for me, the two things that stand out for me, well, three: engine noise. I mean, the engine pulls like a train, like all BMs. It's a great engine, and it's got plenty of power and torque, and you can roll it on, and it's super smooth from low revs. It's really nice. But it's the noise. I just don't like the noise. They've altered the steering head angle by a degree on this bike.
Have they?
Which is not a lot, but I prefer the feel of yours to that. Now, it could be the tyres, quite possibly it could be the tyres, but it just feels not connected for me. I say I'm getting used to it and I'm trusting it a bit more. It feels very agile. You know, you can move your hips and the bike moves with you, and it's a BMW GS and it's a great bike, but for me, I think for that kind of money there's too many other good bikes on the market. You know,
down to what you like, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Little touches on it like that. Put your phone in. That's nice. I'd have to sit and study all this.
Yeah. Like you say, I've got it set up.
Oh, and that's it. You leave it alone.
I've just swapped it for rain.
I mean, if you're a techno geek and you love all that, yeah. I mean, what I do like, I think, is really good, is this obstacle warning, blindside warning. It's really, and it's very, very good. I like the spoke wheels, you know me. Yeah. But I find that kickstand extremely tricky to find. I don't know why.
Can I just sit on it?
Yeah, of course you can. You're going to be riding it in a minute. That's, yeah. Now you try there, and it's in front of it. It's in front there. That's it. Yeah. That's the. You tend to go for the back stand. Yeah.
So if you did that.
Yeah. They've took that away, haven't they?
Get off to do that, haven't you?
Yeah, you have to do. Yeah. So yeah, it's a nice bike, but as I say, there's a lot of competition out there now. I mean, they've set the standard, BMW, and always have, and this bike is a great all-rounder. I mean, we could have a look at the luggage. I can't remember how you get in it. Oh, it's there, isn't it? You put a press that, and that comes up. I mean, the luggage is well made, isn't it? And again, it's got the Vario. That's going to be, and then you can alter it up or down, which is a good idea. I quite like that. It's all centrally locked, isn't it? and the side things are the same. The only thing I thought about, if you had a bag in there, the light is totally bloody useless, isn't it? It'd be alright if you didn't have a bag in there and you opened it, the light would be there, but if you had a bag in there and you were rooting for something, you wouldn't be able to see it. But again, I love the design of that Vario luggage. Really good. I like these little clips too. These must be for hooking stuff on with. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's a BMW. It's a good bike, you know.
I actually quite like it.
It's a good bike. There's no getting away from it.
That gearbox is brilliant, isn't it?
It's total night and day from the old one, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And have you tried the up and down quick shifter?
Yeah. Well, I've not.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as I got out of Preston, I didn't use clutch again.
No, no.
I stalled it.
Yeah.
I put
That's what I thought you'd done, because it's quite a sharp bite, isn't it?
What happened? I put handbrake on
Right.
to try it. You know, see
Yeah.
does this have one?
Yeah.
I put handbrake on and I didn't rev it enough
Right.
to release the brake, and it just.
Right.
Well, apart from that, but it is a bit noisy, this, isn't it?
The engine's definitely not, but the power's lovely, isn't it? Lots of power, lots of torque, makes it. And the only thing on the engine besides the noise I don't like, it's got too much engine braking for me. When you wind the throttle right off, it really digs in.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a big engine, isn't it?
Yeah. But like you say, they've taken an already good bike and made it a better bike, haven't they? Except for, like I say, did you not feel the steering was a bit vague? Maybe because you're used to telly lever. It's a real.
I think this is a tad small.
Yeah, but you can raise it up. Remember, it's electric.
I know, but is that going to make much difference, don't you?
I don't know. We'd have to get into the. You've got to go into the menu.
Turn that on.
And you go into the menu.
Do you not turn handle to go down?
I want to go. Oh, maybe, yeah. There you go. So we're going into that. Do you press that?
No.
No.
I think you twist that.
Right.
Knock it over.
Let's go with that. Windscreen. Right, now is it? Which is the windscreen button? Is it that? Well, that's a heck of a way up, that.
Go down a bit. That looks about right, doesn't it?
Okay. So we just go back into the menu then. When I get on that, it speaks to me because it makes noises and and don't you ever dare call my motor gutsy old rattler again after this.
So, if we go back now.
Yeah. Are you happy with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go back with that.
Yeah.
I think I'll drag Christine out one day.
Yeah. When it's dry. Get her on the back.
Right, we'll get a brew until it's sporty.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the best way to go forward.
Bit nervous of it.
Yeah.
It's not my bike.
No.
And
You got luggage on it. I wish you'd have thought about that when you were filtering.
loads of room.
But yeah, it's an improvement without a doubt. So there it is, the R1300 GS. He pays your money and you takes your choice. There's lots to recommend it. A few things I don't like about it. Steering being one of them. Now it could be just this bike. Everything else works fine. The brakes are progressive. Suspension's really nice. You know, not tried it in dynamic. It's not a day for dynamic suspension, really. It's raining. What I'm impressed with is, though, you don't feel like this bike's got luggage on it at all. Really good in that respect. I've got the seat on the lowest setting at the moment, which is very comfortable, I have to say. The seat feels comfortable. So yeah, it's a positive thing, but whether it's a bike I could grow to love, I don't know. Now, that's weird really, because I'm a big fan of the GS. It's a go anywhere bike, and this one I'm sure will go anywhere, as all BMWs would. But when you're paying that kind of money, you've got such a choice these days. I mean, obviously, like I've said before, the BMW GS is the benchmark for adventure bikes. But the Multistrada, and the Multistrada Tour S, I think it's called, getting rave reviews. So, not just that one. I mean, like I say, there's the Africa Twin, new 2024 Africa Twin, which has had a few engine mods and 19-inch front wheels, so there's a lot of competition out there, let's say. Even, I mean, my V85 TT is in a different league than this bike, but it has certain elements on that bike that I would prefer to this. For instance, I really feel the front end on the motor gut seat, and I feel very confident when I stick it into a corner. And with this, I'm not quite getting that feeling. I feel like I don't know where the front wheel is. Now, as I say, it could be just me. It'll be interesting to hear what Tony says when he rides the bike later on, because he is a 1250 GS owner, so I'm going to get a direct comparison between that bike, 1250 GS, and this one. Well, as I say, it'll poodle along all day at this kind of speed and feel quite comfortable. Now, the gearbox is under the engine on this bike as opposed to behind it on the 1250 GS. And I would imagine that raises the engine up a bit, but you definitely don't feel that. I mean, it still feels like a box, a very well balanced bike, really. So, and again, the frame's different. They made it out of sheet steel and aluminium castings. So the whole bike really is a new bike. But they've managed to build a GS that feels like a GS, which is great. They work very well. So yeah, it's a pretty good bike. And the brakes, as I say, very progressive, very nice feel to them. One finger action for me. Very nice. Yeah, and I like the roll-on power from low down too. It's not jerky in any way. It's just power. Really good. So Well, there it is, folks. The BMW R1300 GS Triple Black TE. So this is David Swordplay saying thanks for watching the channel.